Hey, what's up everyone? Today we have a Honda HR215 that, when it does start, only runs on choke, and even then that's a little hard to get it started without spraying a little starting fluid or ether or whatever you want to call it down the throat. So we definitely, from the sounds of it, have a carb problem. So I think what we're gonna do is to make it a little easier on you, I'm gonna take off these two. That should just take this whole thing off. We'll have access down here and we'll get to work. Took it all off. Let's take a look and see. These are 10mm because, well, it's a Honda. I think there was another one. It's really odd. Sometimes I will go almost a whole summer without getting an older Honda like this. This year I've gotten like 5, and it was barely summer last week. Well, starting of summer. Okay, what do we see here? We have a whole lot of gas. At least I hope it's gas. Yeah, it's fuel. Okay. So the choke is working. It's on choke right now. Let's turn it off choke. Okay, that's full throttle. That's good. So far, everything looks to be good. I don't really think I have to work on the linkages at all. That's a bonus. I'm going to put a pair of pliers on the fuel line. I tried to look at the fuel, and it's really hard because the fuel cap on these older ones are a lot smaller than the newer ones. But from what I gathered, it doesn't look super horrible. We'll take a look at the bowl. There we go. Just gonna bend this a little bit just so it can slide out. I hate these older Hondas so much. Everything about them is difficult sometimes. I'll go back on. There we go. I'm gonna bend this a lot. Finally. When we put it back on, we'll put it back straight. Finally. Okay. Let's take a look and see what goodies we have in here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blue towel. I'm going to put it down for the purpose of keeping it semi-clean, as well as we can kind of gauge the color of the fuel. Kind of. I have the ultrasonic cleaner on just in case. Hoping we just have to blow stuff out. There's some goodies in there. I think this is going to be a case of just having to blow the passageways out. So I'm going to turn on my air compressor, let that chill for a moment, and I will be back. One thing I do kind of want to do is I want to take out the emulsion tube at the very least, and the jet. Apparently not with that screwdriver, I'm not. It wanted to move, but then stopped. Okay. Take a little Allen here. Has a curve on the top end of it. Just gonna push the emulsion tube down. There's the jet. It's definitely having a little bit of clogging issues. And take my air compressor and blow through the back end of it real quick. Cover your ears. Perfect. Well, kind of. With these, it can be pretty important to not only take a blow through them, but to take a wire from a wire brush and just kind of give them a good cleaning that way too. And then we're going to blow it out again. Both ways now. Okay, that looks pretty good now. Cover your ears, we're going to blow through the emulsion tube, which I see a little bit of goo in there. So you want to make sure all these holes are cleaned. So far they look like just blowing through them cured them of what ails them. That's good. Now I'm going to take my air compressor and I'm going to blow through here. Don't have a throat face you, because it will erupt. Now I want to take this off. And take this out. Fuel pliers are your best friend in this situation. At least they used to be. Wow, this one's really in there. Oh. There we go. Now I'm going to blow through that little passageway. Now that is done, depending on your carb, most of them I believe should have this little screw on the side, the adjustment, but just in case yours doesn't, just know that you might have to. But if yours does, you should take it out like we are and blow through there as well. Now I have a rubber tip. Let me show you. See, puts a pretty good suction or seal on there. Let's blow through that little passageway. In addition to that, there is a little bit of a cleaning we need to do in there. Same thing, we're going to blow through it and then take a wire and push it through. Now that's done, we're going to put it back in. So if you ever hear me say to clean the carb, you just have to blow through the passageways, you now know exactly what I mean, at least for this Honda. Now how do you know where to stop? There's witness marks on there. Just continue on until it's where it was. And this was 2 turns out. So it's half, 1, 1.5, 2. A little extra. Now we're going to take another blue towel. We're going to clean the bowl a little bit here, because there's some friends that aren't so friendly in there. It's looking pretty crusty. We're going to take a little bit of cleaner. Let that chill for a moment. And the rest of it just looks like it's minor staining. So we should be good to go, just in case. And close your ears again. This should be on the opposite end of the fuel line, because if you think about it, fuel line's towards the rear of the engine, and generally when you're doing this, you don't have any room where the fuel line is. You have room in the front. So you know what we forgot? We forgot the emulsion tube in the jet. That would have been embarrassing. Goes in like this. The larger holes go on the bottom. Doesn't have to be super tight, just snug. It's brass. Don't want to ruin it. Yes, you shouldn't do this, but it's okay. Now, I'm going to go put it back on, and we will see if we are good to go or if we have a little bit more work to do. Just the opposite way that I took it off. It is now on the table. Let us do what we need to do. Well, on the floor, on the table. Now, I know I didn't show you what I did before, but basically you would just see me pull and pull and pull, and then spray some ether, and that was it. So now that we have that out of the way, let's see if we can start it with under 50 pulls. Check that if it turns on the blade. There you have it. With the blade on, runs fine. Without the blade on, runs fine. Idles just perfect. Starts first pull. Ready. So if you have something like this and another HR215 or anything of this type, sometimes if it just runs on choke, and sometimes if it takes a little hard or a few extra pulls to start and it will only run on choke as well, you don't always have to do a full cleaning. Like, you don't have to go out and buy any cleaners or anything. You can easily just use compressed air You can get cans of compressed air, but by that point you might as well just buy cleaner. But at the same time, that took us pretty much no time, and look, it's ready to go. So hopefully you like what you see. Keep watching, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at SmallEngine101. I will catch you on the next one. You have a good rest of your day.